Next is Leo and also Jean Feeney. Welcome to the committee. Please introduce yourselves for the record and proceed.
Excuse me.
No problem.
I'm Jean Feeney, and alongside the road to Duluth, the MSOP facility is hidden by forest. Equally hidden is the imprisonment of hundreds of men at the facility, men no longer flawed, not a threat to their community, men who belong back in the community where they can contribute to society. The documented record confirms MSOP has obstructed the men's progress home by the use of manipulated and dishonest delay tactics. These tactics verify the men's fear they are on death row and will never return home. Recently, I had a personal contact with Dr. James Poole, who is a frail 85-year-old resident who has been incarcerated at Moose Lake for many years. I heard his story. July 14, 2022, Dr. Poole was taken by ambulance from Moose Lake to Duluth, where he had open heart surgery. 10 days later, Dr. Poole was transported to a nursing home in St. Peter. In his weakened condition, he was shackled in leg chains and the feet, a waist chain, handcuffed so tightly that paralysis resulted in both hands. Today, he continues to have loss of dexterity of his right hand. Moose Lake, he was then transported back to Moose Lake, placed in solitary confinement. The Resident Advisory Family Council at Moose Lake has for its goal to develop policies to improve MSOP. MSOP's staff and administration have mainly obstructed any efforts for change at MSOP. For example, the RAFC suggested there be chairs placed in public areas at MSOP where clients wait for a visit to health services and other matters. Currently, clients are required to sit on the floor. The men remain on the floor. The RFAC board proposed a Clients Helping Clients program be instituted. Clients would assist other clients requesting written medical assistance and help with legal and personal matters. This program has encouraged bonding and socialization. This program was shut down last week. To quote an incarcerated poet at Moose Lake, "This institution has sucked the life from my shattered bones. I have been broken. I am so angry I could cry. The unnecessarily cruel and unusual tortures inflicted by MSOP make my gray matter spin and hope collapse like a black hole." Respectfully submitted, Jean Feeney, mother of Matthew Feeney, incarcerated at Moose Lake.
Thank you, Ms. Feeney. Mr. Feeney, welcome to the committee. Please introduce yourself for the record and proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Dan Wilson's story. Last Thursday, March 23rd, Dan Wilson, incarcerated at MSOP Moose Lake, and unable to be here and speak, composed a one-page letter addressed clearly to the legislature. That letter will never be received by the legislature because it was confiscated by MSOP. I was present at MSOP when Dan Wilson disclosed his story to the men last Saturday. They had no reaction. I asked why. Their response, because it happens here all the time. I was also present on Saturday when a survey of 13 of the 750 men at MSOP was taken. The total time for this bunch served was 133 years. The average time for each prisoner, 10+ years and climbing. These times will increase as releases are few, delays ongoing, and death the only surest exit for these men. On June 21st, 2015, DJ Tice cited Judge Donovan Frank's call on the legislature for reform. DJ Tice noted, as Frank noted, that state officials have long known that there was something very wrong at MSOP, but year after year, the legislature failed to act. Virtually every leading political figure in Minnesota over the past quarter century has contributed. Courts, both state and federal, have also gone along. Political opportunists have pounced cynically, demonizing any efforts at slowing commitments or accelerating the journey home. Excuse me. This is where Dan Wilson lives, where the program pretends to be, and its betrayal. Today, MSOP is an unexploded scandal that sweeps in too many that don't belong there. Conclusion: Minnesota politicians have constructed at MSOP a prison worthy of a third world dictatorship. The betrayal continues. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Feeney, for your testimony.